does birth control influence future relationships, dating and marriage and so forth? And I said yes. And here's one of the reasons why. And you guys, this is absolutely fascinating. So the human body, once puberty has occurred, actually releases something called pheromones. Now, pheromones are basically a type of smell, we could describe it as, that's released from the body. Now, for human beings, these are commonly released from the area of the armpits and also kind of near the pubic area of the body. And these pheromones basically communicate things about your immune system and your fertility to other people. In fact, I remember the joke growing up that we used to ask because I had learned a lot about pheromones through my mom's pro-life work when I was in high school. And the joke would be, oh, does the person smell good to you? And because this actually shows a complementarity in pheromones. I'm going to give you an example in the animal kingdom. For example, there are certain types of pigs. Now, these pigs will actually release pheromones in their saliva. Now, what happens with this is when the pig releases the pheromone in the saliva, it will release this, for example, at the feeding trough. So if a female and male pig find that they are a complement to one another, the female pig will then proceed to present its rear end to the male pig saying, hey, I like your pheromones. We're a good match. Let's go ahead and get together. I know a little blunt to say the least, but we could laugh about it because in a sense it's something that's not that far away from what's happening in our culture today. Now, what we've come to understand with pheromone research, and it's fascinating, and there's stuff coming out of France, there's stuff coming out of the United States National Library of Medicine and the National Center for Biotechnology Information, that is showing that when women take hormonal birth control, it actually changes her pheromone makeup and how she relates to potential suitors and future people who may help to create new life. Now, what we've learned about this is that naturally, without any type of hormonal birth control or anything like that, a woman would naturally look for a pheromonal makeup in another person that is different from her biological chemistry. Now, the reason for this is to actually create the healthiest possible offspring, so that you are mating with someone that is essentially helping to create a new set of healthy genes and healthy DNA and so forth. So we're talking about, in this instance, if we talk about how people shouldn't marry a close relative because they have similar biochemical makeup, and how the types of diseases that they could pass on. And so this is the same thing with contraception. Now, it's fascinating because women who's taking a hormonal contraceptive pill, her body's working in a state of what we call pseudo-pregnancy. Her body's being tricked into thinking that it's pregnant. And so when a woman's pregnant, she's more comfortable being surrounded by people who are similar to her, like for example, sibling or a family member. Because she's pregnant, she wants to know she's safe. Now, the body's naturally supposed to kick into that type of pheromone, but when you're dating, your body's naturally supposed to be looking for a complementarity that is different from you, again, to create a healthy type of offspring. There have even been research studies done that are fascinating, having to do with t-shirts and the types of men women are interested in when they use the t-shirt smell from guys who have, let's say, sweated in them, moved around in them, because again, the pheromones are being released from the armpit area. And what we've seen is that women who are on birth control choose a lower quality type of person based on just sniffing for their favorite t-shirt, the sweaty t-shirt, I know, kind of gross, versus women who are not on hormonal birth control. They're actually choosing the t-shirts are people who are more reliable, more supportive, and so forth. We could dive deeper into this, but it's just a really neat glimpse into the reality of, yes, when you're taking hormonal birth control, this actually does influence who you will possibly marry or date.